Welcome to the Lowdown with D'Lo Brown. I'm Derek Sabato, joined as always with the greatest Eurocontinental champion of all time. It's D'Lo Brown. D'Lo, how are you today?
Derek, I'm doing great, man. Enjoying the last few days of summer here. We're getting ready to head into football season. We're headed
Yes.
into fall, my favorite time of the year.
Yes. Now I checked the Eagles schedule. I don't think they're playing the Bears, so at least you guys can avoid that this
No,
season.
I think we are playing. Are we? We might be playing you guys, but I don't. We are playing you guys,
We
but I don't
are?
go to Philly. I don't go to Philly. I don't go to Philly
Wait
to
a minute.
watch games. I don't go to
Wait a
Philly to
minute.
watch
So
games.
that tells me in November. Oh, we're Black Friday this year. That's right.
Yeah, that. Yep.
So
Interesting story. The last time I want to watch the Bears play in Philly, I want to say it was maybe 2013-ish, and the Bears were doing well, and we go into Philly and we got absolutely poleaxed. It was like 55-3 or something crazy like that. And I'm not the smallest dude in the world. I don't claim to be. I don't claim to be the biggest dude, but I'm not a small dude. And I'm wearing a Brandon Marshall jersey leaving the stadium. And this when you're leaving the stadium, the walk to the parking lots that are remote parking lots it could be a mile or a mile
a
and a
lot of
half.
steps sometimes, yeah.
Yes, you get your steps in. 10,000 steps is nothing. So as we're leaving, there's this drunk Philly girl, and I'm wearing a Brandon Marshall jersey. She's going, Marshall, hey Marshall, how's it feel to get your ass kicked? And look, we just got destroyed. And I'm not going to say anything because I know she's drunk. And I'm like, just leave her alone. This worked for about a mile. And then after about a mile, I looked at the dude that was with her and I was like, bruh. He's like, I can't control it. And my exact words were, man, I can't hit her, but I can knock the hell out of you. And
Yeah.
it's amazing how fast they got away from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, we're I'm not putting myself in there. I've never gotten to a screaming match with a fan of another team at any point in time going to an Eagles game. But hey, the
No,
good
not
news is
you. Not you.
no, not at all. We don't have to worry about that. But what we do have to worry about is we're watching one of your favorite matches
Yes, sir.
during your time in the WWF, and it's up on the WWE Vault on YouTube. The link is going to be in the comments, so make sure you watch along with us. Hit the button that says watch full match Undertaker and Austin, Kane, Mankind, DX, Rock and D'Lo Brown. It is August 10th, 1998. We are in Omaha, Nebraska. And it is
Omaha.
a very interesting show, as we're going to discuss, along with the match that you're involved in, is the main event segment. And this is one of the bigger nights in WWF history. We're going to get into why. So we're going to count it down, and we're going to start at a 5-4. And then when we tell you to hit play, we're going to hit play. D'Lo, is it queued up and ready on your end
I
of
am
things?
ready to rock and roll. On your go.
Perfect. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hit play. And there's that beautiful face with the European title, the green one that D'Lo showed us a couple weeks ago. It's you
Mhm.
and the great one. Now, the story is that Owen Hart was hurt and was originally scheduled for this match, and now he's getting medical attention because of Ken Shamrock. Now you are in the place. Before we get into that, I got to ask you about this entrance. When Kane's music hits, the lights go
Yeah.
down, and the pyro goes off. How's it feel?
It's cool because you can feel that pyro. It may be 100 feet away, but you can still feel that pyro, the heat from it. And then just that explosion and then that organ going, it gets you going. It's almost like, to take your gong or the glass breaking, like, Glenn's an intimidating dude. And for that moment, you fall back into being a fan watching this 6'9" monster walk down the ramp.
You've known Kane for a long time. Glenn Jacobs worked
Yes.
with him in Smoky Mountain. You've gone up and down the roads with him. What is Kane like before and then after the Kane gimmick?
Um, After the Kane gimmick, he's well, before the Kane gimmick, Glenn is one of the smartest dudes I know. Like, he's book smart, common sense smart. He's got his head on him. Um, and then to watch the evolution of him and then to slowly morph into politics. He's a different dude now than I knew then, because of the devices of politics, but
Sure.
he's still just an incredibly intelligent guy.
You got the Undertaker coming out now. You said the gong, the entrance. What's it like to be in the ring when that music hits?
I'll give you an aside. We're doing a very similar match to this, and it was in Madison Square Garden. It was myself and Rocky against Undertaker and Steve Austin.
Wow.
And Rocky and I are out there, and we're doing our thing. We're walking around the garden, and all of a sudden, there's that pregnant pause, we call it in the business, that little bit of a break where there's no music playing, and the gong goes. And I literally just said to myself, I'm standing in the middle of the ring, in the middle of Madison Square Garden. I said to myself, somebody about to get their ass kicked. and then I realized, oh hell, it's me.
Yeah,
because I went from being in the ring to was an outer body experience where I was a fan again, sitting ringside and hearing that gong. It's proof positive that Taker could be gone from TV for 2 years. The minute that gong hits, the entire crowd goes electric because that gong has so much meaning. Just like the glass breaking.
Speaking of electric, the glass breaks, the building shakes. It's Stone Cold Steve Austin making his way down to the ring. You've been in that ring for that pop.
Yeah.
You talk about some of the better, bigger entrances in WWF history. You kind of stacked them up in this match, didn't you?
There, 1-1. It's boom, 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 right here. I mean, this is an all-star match, and I'm in it too. But it's literally a who's who of the top end of the card in the Attitude Era, and we starting off hot.
Now, one of my favorite parts of this is that the new Age Outlaws, the Generation X, haven't even made their way out yet. And here you guys are just going. Austin and Foley squaring off in the middle of the ring, throwing boots. What's it like to put this match together with these 7 dudes?
Just hearing the different perspectives and the way they look at the business and their thoughts and the next level thinking of how we put things together. And this match started off hot because of the combustive nature of all these individuals together. No one could sit around long enough to wait for all the teams to get in there. It was go, go, go.
What I think is interesting as we watch this is that right away, they're going for near falls. It doesn't matter that there's 8 guys and everybody's got to get their stuff in. But I mean, Foley's going for near fall very early. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago in Match Psychology. The business has evolved and changed from getting away from pins. And here's like the best wrestlers in the world, and they're going for pins right away. Isn't the object of the match to win?
There's only a couple ways to win a match, and one of them is putting your opponent's mat to the back for 3 seconds. And this was still a realism time when you would go for the flash knockout, where you could have 2 characters that were this explosive, this impactful, and they could go for a quick knockout, and it was believable. And here I am in here with Steve Austin. You can tell how much Steve liked me because he did not mind bumping for me, which was cool because we always had a good rapport. And Steve would always give me a lot more than he gave a lot of other guys, considering my situation.
Steve was hurt, banged up at this time, as a lot of the guys were in this match. We're a couple of weeks after King of the Ring with the infamous Foley bump. Taker's always worked hurt. You got Road Dogg and Billy Gunn in the corner. They're hurt. Everyone's pretty hurt. When you think about everyone being hurt, these types of matches the goal is to hide everybody and make them take as less amount of punishment as possible, right?
Yeah, when you have 8 guys in the ring, you realize you can mitigate everyone's exposure in the ring, and you can have a 12-minute match. But if you have 8 guys, that's a little over a minute and a half per dude. So it really helps out when you're not putting 12 minutes of wear and tear and stress on your body, and then you can piecemeal it down to Taker, stay out there till the finish. Mick, you can start it, but don't take too many bumps. D'Lo, go. You're the young guy. Go work. Go work. Go work. And you can mitigate and give a guy like guys a chance to heal and still be on live TV.
The rocker dropper into the drop slam, and there's Road Dogg in the corner, not doing anything.
And you know what? That was Road Dogg's That's Road Dogg's spot. Road Dogg was the mouthpiece. He didn't care. And I was going to feed for a punch, but then Billy loved press slamming me like that because for some reason I can get up on him. He loved that.
Road Dogg doing the shake, rattle, and roll. You got The Rock trying to break up the mat, break up the pin. 4-way tag match, first fall, non-elimination, and here you are tagging out the Foley. It's got to be surreal for you to be in this match, right?
It is, because you've got, once again, to my left, to my right, everywhere I look, there's a top level guy. It's an A-lister in the ring. And then I'm out there with them, and it's like, man, the young wrestler in me goes, I can't believe I'm in this spot on the main event at Raw with all these main eventers around me. It's a really cool situation to be in.
You are in the main event of this show, and it is a big show. You are coming off of WCW had Road Wild the night before, which was the Jay Leno match. So you're coming up against a big night on Nitro, hot off a pay-per-view, and here they are loading up for Raw. This Raw, though, is more infamously known for the Brawl for All. Earlier in the night, you had Draws defeat Savio Vega, and you had Bradshaw defeat Mark Miro. What were your feelings on the Brawl for All?
My first thought was, thank God I'm not in there. Brawl for All had cluster written all over it. And you had guys, I mean, tough guys like Godfather volunteering to be in there.
Yeah.
Guys who have won legit fights in the bars of Vegas. And I was like, man, I don't want to be anywhere near that. I enjoy pro wrestling. And if I wanted to get into that, then I would have gotten into boxing. So it was one of those deals where it was like, man, that's a lot of money they're offering, but I'm good. I'll pass. I'm good.
I got to ask, because last week we had Mark Henry on the show, and you both did a Ron Simmons impression. What was Ron Simmons' thought on the Brawl for All?
I can't say it's a little PG, but I'll paraphrase downward. You got to be a stupid mother to get in there to do that. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
Billy Gunn hits you with a jackhammer.
Yes, sir.
Goldberg's the WCW champion. You kick at it too. Is that on purpose?
Yes, it is. It's intentional.
Okay.
It's yes. Our boys are better than your boys. That stupid move couldn't beat anybody here. That stupid move couldn't break wind in the WWF.
You're making a tag to Austin, and I can see Austin saying something to you. It's your job to convey whatever he just said to you, to Rock, to the referee. How much communication is going on during this match?
The conversation, just like I'm talking to you right now. It is, because the crowd is so vocal and it's so loud. You can, as I leave out, you can see me telling Rocky what I was told on Steve's way in. And it was just convey the spot, and we talk. And the illusion is you don't know what is smack talking, you don't know what is spot calling, you don't know what's going on. You see and then you mix it in with a lot of very loud smack talking. So the illusion, the perception becomes, yes, people can't decipher when you're just talking or when you're talking smack if you do it in the right way.
Billy Gunn is someone who I don't think is considered well enough as big as he is. I met Billy about 10 years ago. And look, everybody's larger than life, right? He's not that much shorter than The Undertaker. And when I met him, I was blown away by his size.
Yeah.
Is Billy underrated in your mind?
Billy is completely underrated. Billy might be one of the most athletic guys I've ever seen in my life. And I'll give you a quick example. I forget what arena we were in, but the boys were playing around, at like 3:00 in the afternoon in the ring. And Billy in jeans gets in the ring, and he's standing around, and he sees a couple guys springboarding. And springboarding was just coming into fashion. And Billy in jeans and boots walks over to the turnbuckle and flat-footed jumps to the top of the turnbuckle with both feet on there, jumps down and goes, all right, I'm good. And he walks away in jeans and boots.
That's crazy.
And he did it with as little effort as Michael Jordan dunking. Like that, it just effortlessly. And right there, you realize how athletic Billy was. I seen Billy beat The Rock in a foot race and beat him so badly. Yeah, beat him so badly the last 10 yards, Billy was backpedaling, talking crap to Rocky. That's how athletic Billy Gunn is.
Is that why we ended up with SummerSlam 99? Got it. Okay. I'll leave that one alone. Understood. So there was a little, it seemed like a little miscommunication there with Austin Undertaker and Outlaws and Mankind outside. When those types of things are happening in the ring and you guys are in the corner, you're not trying to get involved, right?
Nope, nope. You stand back and let them fix their story. If you jump in, now there's too many cooks in the kitchen. They're fixing it, they're cooking it, and I'll jump back in when it's my time to be there. That's for them to figure out. The more hands that are there, the more things can get messed up.
You got Mick Foley walking over to the corner to give directions to The Rock, and he's about to get the tag from you. These types of things in 1998, we didn't notice. And I can speak for
Yes.
myself. I was a fan. I didn't notice that type of stuff. But being in the business now, all these years later, you see this stuff. This
Hmm.
stuff, it's not as highly cleaned up production wise, where normally you would have the zoom in nowadays, where you wouldn't worry about seeing that type of stuff. How much has the business evolved from 1998 to now?
Tremendously, because now you have 4K TVs, and right there, maybe we have a four camera shoot where now it's 10 different cameras, and the mic is lob mic'd up so everything can be heard because you want the sound of the ring to echo. So in many ways, the fans have gotten even closer to
Yeah.
the ring, so everything is more is less hidden and more transparent. It's out there if you know what you're looking for. Where here we're shooting in on cable TV
Yep.
in not even HD. I don't even know what this is, and you can get away with a lot of stuff because the TV is grainy or a little blurry. Um, Now you can see zits on someone's back
Yeah.
in beautiful 4K. So it's a lot different. You've had to, and the boys have had to change the way you call stuff and do stuff, and learn new tricks and create new illusions to offset the number of cameras and microphones.
You had Billy Gunn breaking the pin up, but I got to tell you, my favorite spot of the match is the Road Dog spot. When I used to work on his podcast, he would always tell me, I always need a chin lock. I always need a couple seconds. If it's 13, if it's 15, if it's 30 seconds, I need that chin lock. And it's every Road Dog match I watched since, always a chin lock.
The reason for that's very old school. It's a way of resetting the crowd. It's a way of giving the crowd a chance to breathe. Think of it as a pause in the action in a football game. It is gives a chance to crowd. They don't realize they're getting a chance to breathe because an intentional lull to take them back up again. And that's what the chin lock is. It's to bring them down so you can elevate the crowd back up again. And that's a product of Bullet Bob teaching Road Dogg those. Him growing up and running around the Southern circuit of wrestling. That's a very useful tool, really, built in the South.
We're watching the People's Elbow get dropped on the Road Dog. Steve Austin breaks up the pin to make sure that he doesn't lose the championship, but The Rock threw his elbow pad at you. What's your favorite People's Elbow story?
It would be the creation of the People's Elbow, and that is, people think the People's Elbow was intentional,
Mm.
and it wasn't. It started out on a house show, and Rocky can only drop the elbow with the right arm. Okay, so he slammed. I don't know who he slammed. I forget it was, and he hits the rope the wrong way, and he comes off, and the left elbow is there. You can literally see him as he's running. He goes, and then keeps running, comes back, and drops the elbow. And that was the first time we did a People's Elbow. It didn't have a name. And Godfather and I used to call it the hitch. One, because of the exaggerated leg kick and then the fall. And it was a joke that we did on the road. And then Rocky and I came up with the name People's Elbow. And then I remember naming it on Raw. It was on commentary one night. And Rocky's into wrestling. And I said, Rocky's got a gift for the peoples. And as he dropped it, I called it the People's Elbow, and that's the first time it was documented called the People's Elbow.
Definitely should have copyrighted that.
Yeah, who knew? Who knew?
That was.
I wish I could go back in time. That and IBM stock. I wish I could go back in time.
Yeah. So here we are. And one of the things I want to point out, Earl Hebner.
Oh, love him.
Where do you stand on Earl Hebner as a referee?
One of the greatest referees ever to put on a striped shirt. and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And he's been across so many different generations, and he's been in so many moments. People forget it's Earl and Dave who did the switch on Hogan to
Yep.
get the title off him. I mean, he's been around that long.
Yep.
Dave down in WCW as a referee, like they have crossed so many generations, and they've been around so many guys that Baby Earl is one till this day is one of my favorite people on this planet. On this planet, love him
Why is he called Baby Earl? Because everybody calls him Baby Earl, and no one's told me
because
why.
Dave is the older brother.
Got it.
And that's how Dave is a few minutes older or whatever it is, and it's Dave calling Earl Baby Earl.
Got it.
And it just stuck. It's Baby Earl. And then once you get a nickname and the boys start calling you that's what you are.
You're about to get goozled, and then the goozle stopped, and now you're matched up with Austin, and then this is just turning into a breakdown. Like,
yeah, this
I'm not
is
even
the
sure
Donnie Buck part.
I'm not even sure what the camera's shooting at this point, but here comes the goozle.
The camera's shooting wide, and it's cover everything. And now you can see it's breaking down here because it was all meant to get this spot right here where Kane chokeslamming Taker.
Yeah. This is the whole goal of the match, is to get to the finish of Kane pinning The Undertaker to win the tag team titles that he held with Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Why does this rank so high in your illustrious career of matches?
It's just being out there with so much top talent, being considered to be part of this match, and having the privilege of being out there with guys who even till this day know more about wrestling than I ever will. So think about a young me who's out there just taking it all in. You're getting to see how true superstars operate. You're getting to see, and when I say operate, I'm talking about from the locker room to the walk down the ramp,
right,
back to the ring, back all the way. You get to see how a top professional carries himself, and now it gives you the opportunity to mimic that behavior. So to me, this is one of the best nights of my life, because just being involved in this, perception becomes reality. I'm in the ring with them, so I'm perceived to be a top guy because I'm out there with them, and then I get to learn from each and every one of them what it's like to be at the highest level.
You're 24 years old at this point.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah. I make no bones about it. I'm very lucky that I got a lot very early, and I've gotten to have a lot for a long time. And in the history of this business, to have a 30-year career where you're still as relevant in year 30 as you were in year one says a whole lot. And I consider myself extremely lucky. Think of the number of guys that have come and gone and you don't remember their name. You don't remember where they were or what they did. And to still have that connection where if I'm walking through a supermarket and I still get D'Lo, shake the head, from guys who had never seen me wrestle, from kids who weren't alive to see me wrestle, but they're asking me to shake my head or what's going on, or you can see the look in their eye when they're happy I'm there. So that, man, I consider myself, what I did in wrestling was 1,000 times more than I ever imagined I could ever do.
I want to thank everyone for joining us here on this episode of the Lowdown with D'Lo Brown, watching back the Raw is War main event from August 10th of 1998, Omaha, Nebraska. D'Lo teaming up with The Rock, taking on Kane and Mankind, the New Age Outlaws, and The Undertaker and Steve Austin. One of D'Lo's favorite matches of all time, and one of your favorite people of all time will be joining us right here on the Lowdown next week.
Oh, my boy Chaz from Lowdown is going to be here. And Derek, when you talk about a cool dude, wait until you sit and talk with him. You're going to learn things about him that you never thought. You'll be intrigued. Like, you'll sit back and just listen to him because he can tell a story, and he's funny in very subtle ways. Chad's one of my favorite people on this planet, and I can't wait to have him on next week.
We are going to be three South Jersey guys talking about professional wrestling, because that's where we all grew up. And we're going to welcome you back here on the Lowdown with D'Lo Brown next week on podcaststevewrestling.com. Hit like, subscribe, turn on your notifications for the next time we join you next week on the Lowdown with Chaz Warrington, the real Lowdown, right here on podcaststevewrestling.com.